Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, and we're back once again with another day of the horror movie scratch-offs. And today, I get to talk about quite possibly one of my favorite films of all time, and it is from 1978, and it is John Carpenter's classic, the OG, the one that kind of like gave us an idea of what a slasher is nowadays, and how so many films have copied this formula over the years, some to perfection, some maybe not so much. And that film, of course, is the one that introduces to Mr. Michael Myers, and it is Halloween from 1978. And of course, you know I got the 4K, guys. I've had this on VHS, I've had it on DVD, I've had it on Blu-ray, and I've had it multiple times now on 4K. Now, this is also the film that introduces to Jamie Lee Curtis playing Laurie Strode. We bring in Donald Pleasence, the great Donald Pleasence, as Dr. Loomis. Like I said, also, like I said, the introduction of Michael Myers. Now, like I did with The Exorcist, I've talked about this film on the channel many times. I've done a review of this movie on the channel. So today, I just want to talk about my feelings real quick about this film and why I think this film works so well and what this film, means to me. Now, like I said, this film is from 1978. I'm going to date myself because this film is near and dear to me because I also was born in 1978. So do the math, guys. Do the math. And there's just something about, for me personally, somebody who was born late 70s, tail end of the 70s and into the 80s, the reason why I feel, for me, this film works is just how it looks and how it's shot and the time period that it's shot. I don't think, even though we're in a time where we see a lot of retro style films that want to look like they're from the 70s and 80s, you can't replicate authenticity. It was filmed at the right time. Seeing the kids, feeling like that time period where the kids are out there trick-or-treating, and I was one of them with those Ben Cooper costumes, and just the kids painting their faces up as witches and vampires, and there's just something about that feeling. You just can't replicate it. There's nothing that beats the authenticity of the actual time that it was shot. The fall setting, everything about it is just lightning in a bottle. For a film that's had so many sequels to it, some highs, some lows, the one thing that holds true with this film, and even with Halloween 2, because I really like Halloween 2. Yes, it is flawed in some ways, but I still really enjoy it. It's not as good as the first one, obviously, but I still really enjoy it. Now, the one thing that I will say that works because of the first film and with the second film is the cornerstones of the franchise. You need Michael Myers. You need Jamie Lee Curtis. You need Donald Pleasence as Dr. Loomis. Without those three, I don't feel that the films, even though, like I said, I still enjoy the franchise quite a bit, you need those three. They are the pieces of the puzzle that make it work. Without them, it does not work. And you need John Carpenter. I think those four are the pieces of the puzzle. Carpenter, Pleasence, Michael Myers, whoever's going to play him in the film. You need Michael Myers, and you need Jamie Lee Curtis. Now, you need the music, because the music drives this film too. When you hear that music, you know Halloween. Like you know Michael is coming, okay? There's no way around it. He's coming. There are scenes in the film that make this film to me, it's a masterpiece. It's a 10 out of 10. It's John Carpenter's greatest film, in my opinion. There's a scene, with Michael, when he gets out of the hospital, when he breaks out of the hospital, that nighttime scene, that is just it's so creepy. It's for a film that's almost 50 years old. I'm dating myself once again, guys. But yeah, for a film that's in a few years will be 50 years old, it still works. We had Rob Zombie do his iteration, his interpretation of this film. And for me, again, I don't mind that film as much as I did when I first saw it. Could not stand it when I first saw it. But it's, I've come around to it a little bit more. Because with Carpenter's version, for the original, you don't need to know Michael's backstory. You know, right at the beginning, this child has this mask on. He goes up to his sister's room with a knife. He kills his sister, Judith. He goes out to the front yard. His parents come home, and they find Michael, this child, standing in the yard with a knife in his hand. And from there, we're just off. And it never stops. And that is what is absolutely perfect. Donald Pleasance, when Dr. Loomis, when he's talking, just saying, he's just evil. That's all you need to know. You don't need all Michael's backstory and what he went through. The kid is just pure evil, and he is a monster. And that's exactly what this film, there's not a lot of blood in this film, but that's okay because you don't need that. The jump scares are there, and everything's still effective even now. I still jump. Even though I've seen this film a million times, I still jump at certain scenes. That is how effective this one is. Like I said, it's lightning in a bottle. You can't replicate perfection, and that's what this film is. It's absolute perfection any way you look at it. And like I said, you need all those working pieces. You need Laurie Strode. You need Jamie Lee Curtis. And, Jamie Lee, for her first film, first big-time film, you see the fear in her eyes. Like, she's the original scream queen. Like, she brings it out big time. And, of course, it's probably not too shabby or too bad that, that the fact that her mother is Janet Leigh. If you really want to get OG, Janet Leigh in Psycho, I'm sure a little bit of that runs through Jamie Lee's DNA and blood as well. So that, does not hurt things at all. But it's just an absolute gem. This film is a gem. At this point, I don't think there's probably anybody out there who hasn't seen this film. I've loved this film since the first time I saw it, and I absolutely love this film now, and it is one of my all-time favorites. Hands down, without a doubt. We need the Michael Myers. When we talk about Michael Myers with this film, one other thing that definitely you can't replicate is the look of Michael Myers. If you don't film it at that particular time, you might not get that William Shatner mask that's used to make the Michael Myers mask. Like, all these things have to fall into place perfectly. And that's exactly what happened for John Carpenter. It fell into place with this film. Him, along with Deborah Hill, they made a absolute masterpiece. 10 out of 10. I will absolutely love it. So, guys, yeah, go check. If you haven't seen it, or if you've seen it, just go watch it again, guys. That's all I'm gonna say. Go watch Halloween again. Find it. It's streaming somewhere. Go buy the 4K, because the 4K looks absolutely gorgeous from Scream Factory. I can't say enough about it. Let's go ahead and see what our next film is gonna be for the horror movie scratch-offs. Just go ahead and shuffle up the cards and see what is on the docket for tomorrow's film. All right, so let's go ahead and pull this one out. 1999 says 1999, 113 minutes, PG-13, supernatural fantasy. So let's go ahead and scratch that one off and see what we have. And it is going to be we're getting there. We're getting there. It is Jon de Bont's The Haunting, which is one I just watched a few months ago. I finally went and revisited it. So I'm going to watch it once again. Really good cast in this one. Liam Neeson, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Yeah, really look at Lily Taylor's in this as well. So looking forward to diving in once again to The Haunting. So, guys, I will catch you in another episode. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you get the chance. And I'll catch you later. Bye.